This is a spooky, troublesome times podcast. It's unedited, unscripted, all done in one take. It's so easy that anyone can do it. Since everyone else is doing it, why don't I do it too? Okay, it was either going to be this, or I'd have to repeat Castlevania Sympathy of the Night again as Dracula. But it's so overdone, and it's so cheesy, that it would just be cliche. I don't even know. And there's nothing I could have added other than just repeating that intro word for word. I probably heard that a million times. Imagine you hear almost every single week for years. What is a man? And a miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you. And then that's when the real game begins. But, well, not really, because you can't technically die, although it would be better if you didn't. But I don't know. That game, as far as I'm aware, is pretty something. But then again, I know a lot of younger gamers, they don't understand why those older games were so long. You have to keep in mind, the internet did not fucking exist, let alone for video games. So when you do buy a game, it has to last as long as possible to get the most out of it. That's why the Final Fantasy games are so long. I don't even know if I'm ever going to finish one at this point. Well, I do have some buddies that are into Final Fantasy, so maybe I can beg them to help me or join me for the ride. Anyway, okay, it hasn't even been 5 minutes, and I already need to take a drink of water. But, yeah. It's not a bad thing, per se. It just shows that times were different. And I don't know, I mean, you could play on the internet, because God knows nobody comes over anymore to play games. But it's nice to sit down and have it just the game and not have to download so many things at once that it's ridiculous. But anyway. This is all about Halloween, the spooky, scary, best time of the month. And I am so gonna put my learning series on a delay, because why the hell would I not jump at this moment to talk about Halloween? Halloween is my favorite holiday of all times. Okay, my busiest month, August, was really chaotic. And then between was who knows what. And then now is the best time. And November, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. In fact, since I only have to do 4 videos a week, or 5, if I feel like it, I already got them all planned out. But I'm not even going to say what it is yet, because I do not like when I see something completely overhyped, because most of the time, it's, in other words, it's underwhelming. I like, when I try to show my videos, I like to show them as it is. I like to have it speak on its own. I don't ever add anything that's completely for a so-called trailer. In fact, I like to do where you can, like, it looks like one thing, and then when you see it, it's completely another. But the beautiful part about that is that it's exactly the same as it is. Don't judge a video by its preview. That's the lesson everyone needs to learn. That's how they get you. The trailers, that's how they get you. Why doesn't that happen more often? I mean, it's a great way to introduce yourself without forcing it and shoving it down our faces, right? I think so. What do I know, right? It's not like I've been on the internet, on YouTube, since my teens. Heck, if it wasn't for the people that are into the same stuff as I am, being much older than me, I wouldn't have had tried to go on the internet and discover a whole niche of what my parents understand as Halloween costumes and ever. What do I mean by that? Well, most of the time, this word is associated for people who are anime fans, right? Because it's a play on for this type of genre that is meant for them. Whatever. The whole point is, I ended up diving into a rabbit hole of what is basically the anime version of going to Disney World and seeing Mickey Mouse and his friends show up and spend time with you. If you do not understand what it is yet, I have ended up diving into the atmosphere of cosplay. Does that mean that I had cosplayed? I don't know. I couldn't be able to tell. I am being very real right now. So, my parents are very paranoid because they grew up around the 70s. And guess what was the breaking news around the 70s? Thank you, Dahmer and Bundy. If it wasn't for you guys, my parents wouldn't have been so paranoid and uncomfortable that they had sought the help of the teenage girl, who is now an adult at this time, that grew up in the home daycare with me, and asked her what the hell is cosplay. When she explained to them what the hell is cosplay is to my I would say, my protective parents, they basically answered, oh, so it's like Halloween every single time. Pretty much. That's probably why I couldn't tell the difference. And everyone's favorite costume seems to be when I somehow go as a bunny, even though I am a bunny to most people that my family loves to say, oh, look, I look like a bunny. You know what? Okay, fine. I'm just going to embrace it. I think that's the one thing that's never going to go away. But at least bunnies are cute. And smart. And you just can't hate them unless you're completely cray-cray. Let me see. My costumes, exactly. I would be specific, but the truth is that I've pretty much done everything I can to Halloween costume cosplay that to pick a favorite would be pretty hard. And the weirdest thing is, I know a lot of people do buy their cosplays online, but ain't nobody got money for that. Not everybody. I usually went to the thrift stores, and a lot of times it was pretty sound. I didn't do the online thing. You're lucky if you do. And I do my best to, portray it as accurately as I can, but this is the part that got to my family a lot, is they don't seem to be alright with the idea that you don't always have to dress up as the same gender as the character that you're dressing up as. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is why I had to sneak around and watch Shanae almost every weekend that it came out, because my parents, to prevent my parents freaking out and wondering if this Shanae is going to kidnap me one day, despite the fact that he lives on the other side of the country and seemed like a very alright guy. And now that I got older, I realized Shanae is a pretty problematic character. And yeah, I guess because of seeing that stuff, I thought it was perfectly okay to do the cosplay in another way too. Anyway, now that I look back, I'm going to be very honest, and maybe I was not the ideal person to be around, because who the hell wants a kid around, right? Make the best of it. No. I was the one that was like, I don't want to be babysit. Too bad. You're going to. Otherwise, Bundy's going to kidnap you and we'll never see you again. What? But you listen to us. And maybe I did not express that very well, or ideally. And, I really give them a lot of kudos, because now it seems like on a regular basis I do deal with several of them that are my age, they're underage, whatever, in order to maintain a stable income. And then every time when they misbehave, and I am unable to prevent chaos from ensuing, I think to myself, wow, they were very patient with me. If this was me dealing with a bunch of little younger me's, I don't even know how I would do it. But you know what? That's part of growing, is that knowing that you were once in that position and you're not going to ruin it for them. But you try your best not to be too preachy, because you want to know that you understand where they're at. Oh my God, I always thought to myself, I'm going to be the cool one. I'm going to be the cool watcher. I'm going to be the one. Nope, I'm not the cool supervisor. Nope. Because it's almost like you have to act like an adult to a bunch of people who are not adults completely yet. And then I'm thinking to myself, it's your fault for making me this way, for not making me be the cool supervisor. But we're all good. Another favorite part of Halloween of mine is candy. Candy. Can't get enough of it. There's a lot. This is my favorite thing about Halloween, is going around dressed up as revealing my true bunny self one time of the year, going around people's houses and finding any excuse to have candy. I used to literally take a pillowcase off of my pillows and go around. They have no excuse not to give me too much. They used to give actual candy bars. Nowadays, you get the mini ones and they're all bunched and piled up together. I mean, it's good for me now, but I can't imagine how the kids feel. My favorite ones, well, it may not seem like it, because nowadays I seem to eat a lot of fruity candy. But I do love chocolate. But what do I usually have? I like to get high chews. When I went to Hawaii, there was a bunch of Japanese people living there. Had no idea. However, there was a grocery store called Donkey. But if you went over there, it said Don Quixote. I got a bunch of candy because it was all pretty much $1 there, versus like twice as much and bought online. Bought a bunch of high chews, and I had no regrets. It was pretty much the only thing that we really bought was from that place. And I had no regrets. Again. And if anyone kind of wants to know what my favorite high chew flavor is, it's green apple. But we need a bunch of those around here. I always see strawberry or grape. Grape's good, but green apple is where high chews hit. Let me see. There is a bunch of good stuff too. I just finished the ones that were like snow cones. Why did it take me so long? I like to make things last as long as possible. It tasted like what was basically Slurpees in candy. Really, really good. Really good. So then, really, my favorite is M&M's. I don't know why. I just can't get enough of them. I know it's chocolate on top of chocolate that are painted different colors to be chocolate, but something about M&Ms is just magical. You can have M&Ms with ice cream, it hits. You can have M&Ms with peanut butter, M&Ms with coffee, M&Ms with pretzels, M&Ms as M&Ms. Hell, I had a chocolate bar, an M&M's chocolate bar with M&M's inside the chocolate bar. So it's literally a chocolate bar with chocolate inside on top of chocolate. And to my surprise, it was very good. How in the hell is M&M's really good? They have to have some kind of secret recipe, just like the Coca-Cola place does. Have a secret recipe. Have two people, each have the recipe. They don't know each other. They don't know everything. And that's how the M&M's recipe is sacred. I swear that is how it is possible. And then I love Twix too. Can't get enough of that. And then, but European chocolates are way better. Just something to keep in mind if you're a chocoholic. Okay, so then, another thing, Halloween specials, Halloween movies. Look, I love my Christmas movies. I love my Christmas specials. I like them. They're heartwarming. They just really are great. An excuse to get your family to spend time with you. But the Christmas might as well be its own genre in movies because it's so oversaturated. There's way too many. They come out every year. I don't even know how these people come up with so many things related to Christmas. So, Halloween is where it's a lot better. When I was a kid, so my cousins, they would watch Goosebumps. Well, that one, the home daycare one, she's kind of like a big sister or like a cousin. I don't know. They were all like big sisters. They would watch Goosebumps. Really, really kind of scary for a kid. And it it pretty much holds up now. That's what they watched growing up. I also grew up with what is called Scary Godmother. Good thing is, you can still watch that out. It used to be on Cartoon Network almost every year. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know when I was like 5, I was seeing it, and it's pretty good. Should it get a remake? I don't know. Would it be the same? I don't know. Is there going to be a sequel? Why hasn't there? I don't know. Halloween movie, and that's where all the spooky, scary stuff. You can get Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, or if you don't want to deal with all that stuff, you can also watch, well, there's a lot of good stuff too. I'm not entirely sure how the Netflix Halloween movies are. I try to watch Hubie Halloween, but I don't know. I feel like that should be saved for another time. And this is pretty, I don't know. Halloween is like, I have to watch something. I have to have candy with something. And I want to costume something. So, of course, it's no surprise eventually that I had done some parties. Well, I mean, I liked the parties. Everyone else liked the parties. There are so many moments I have with Jackbox. Thank you, Mark. Plier really is a lifesaver when it comes to party games. Don't even need to share a controller around like Mario Party. You don't have to feel left out like you do in Mario Party. Because usually there was like about 10. Everyone all together. And then, but if you don't want to use Jackbox anymore, I think another good one is like, you could do a playthrough of Resident Evil, scare the fuck out of everybody. You can also do Slenderman. Also scares the fuck out of anybody if you don't know what you're doing. Or maybe I'll bite the bullet and finally play Five Nights at Freddy's, even though, what's the point? Everyone else is doing it. Yeah, I mean, it's a first-person thing, and then you have to do it on your own. And then I gave out a lot of food, too. Pizza seems to be killer. And nobody eats pizza with a fork there. Why the hell would you do that? I mean, kudos to you, I guess, but it's a slice of pizza with one hand. It's not very big. I really, really like doing that meat lovers thing, but you know what? You can hot dog fold that pizza if it's really, really big. I hate to bring up that fork thing, but it's... Nope, again. Don't get... I mean, pizza is also really good. Chips is really good. Dip with chips is also very good. You see, the decorations were my favorite part of doing the party. A bunch of little skeletons just popping up out of somewhere. I had like something that looked like a little mini spooky camera, but that was from Coca-Cola World. Who knows why the heck that was bought for me. But it still works. And it looked really good. Let me see, and then for weirdly enough, I also had other people try to throw parties, and they're like, wow, you can actually made this look easy. It's like, I promise you it's not easy. Please take all the food that you want, because I don't want to eat this for a month. I still love the parties. I like that everybody's happy to do parties. I also really like when my Courage, my dog, is gonna get some company and is not going mad because that all she can see is whatever is outside our windows. I don't have many windows in my house in the middle of nowhere. So I think, she doesn't get, that's the thing. Dogs, you gotta understand about dogs, they don't have things like we do. They don't have TV. They don't have internet. So, and they just sit in the house all day. Unless you kick them out of your house for the day. Don't do that. You know what I mean, though. When they're outside, it's like their only thing to do. But I'm pretty sure Courage gets tired of just looking outside the tiny window. So it's nice when people are around and giving her attention and pets. And just sneaking in food to eat. Please don't do that. Ever. You may seem like you're being nice and all, but I would not want to feed other people's dogs if it compromises their safety. You never know what's going on with your pets, by the way. Other pets, at least. So then, of course, eventually, Halloween and all other holidays go onto YouTube, right? We got the spooky, scary skeletons thing, which I like. I also like the dancing pumpkin. So pure, so great. Ain't afraid of no ghost. Oh, crap. I know Nightmare Before Christmas is like the ultimate Halloween movie, but it can also be the ultimate Christmas movie. Although, from what I understand, it's supposed to be a Halloween movie anyway. So then, I do like it. I do have little stuffed stuffed toys of the Nightmare Before Christmas things. But there's other things with Halloween that are just great too. Oh man, I cannot wait to listen to the remixes on YouTube today while I study. This thing that may be in a video soon. Hint, hint. Alright, so I am really excited for Halloween, as you can tell. So, I don't know, it seems like to be a community where we all just bond together when it comes to Halloween. Because it's also the Halloween 2 Love. but it's not appreciated enough. I mean, Halloween doesn't have to be just costumes and candies and to get the crap scared out of you. It can also be a very great moment where you just laugh and cry and have a good time. And then it's gonna be, I have a feeling this Halloween is gonna be great. Well, it's so easy, right? It's easy to make these kind of little podcasting that everybody can do it, and I'm doing it too. So, well, before this too much white noise going on, I think this would be a good time to stay safe around Halloween, and we'll see you next time when I see you again.